I mean, playing a bad guy is always a good thing, and it was. I'd never done anything on this scale before either, so it was a great pleasure to be involved in something that was a wholly new experience, and to work with a fantastic cast, fantastic crew. I think he has no redeeming features whatsoever. I don't think, and that's what that. I mean, you sort of try and make him human, you know. But it's always fun to play the bad guy, especially in a period piece such as this, where you get to play with the toys as well. You know, I did do a bit of research, and not specific people. No, I did do some research of the period and people who are around, like Mylansky and all the well-known gangsters that we all know and love. But I sort of didn't want to base him on anybody because he was a fictitious character, and I wanted to keep him that way. Really, yeah. It's extraordinary, what they did in terms of the building within Sony Studios in Culver City, building the whole interior of that hotel, converting, I think, Georgia to 1920s Florida, utilizing the architecture and some of the buildings in Boston, which still exist. And the great thing about Boston is it sort of integrated the old with the new very successfully. So you have got a lot of original Boston along with a lot of new Boston. He's very cool about the whole thing. He doesn't get flustered. He doesn't get overwhelmed by having to do everything. He's just, and it's a pleasure to work in that environment because you get a lot of work done. And I think often if you get, or in an environment where people are getting flustered, people are getting, worked up and highly strung about things, the work ethic becomes more difficult. So in that environment, you get an enormous amount done. And also, he often finished at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, which was great. I think they can expect excitement, suspense, lot of love interest, and a great it spans over sort of 17, 19 years. So it's sort of epic in scale, because it's something that I suppose that none of us probably will ever experience, and it's almost mythical, I think, certainly than the 20s gangster prohibition era. It's certainly to us in the UK, it's something that we never experienced and never will. Amazing. And I mean, it was I'd done a tiny piece with Sienna in the UK a couple of years ago. We workshopped a play, but it was just amazing working with those guys because they're just so good, and they I think, when you're in that environment, you up your game as well because you're working with those people. It's great that it's having one, that it's great that, because I live in London, and it's like having it in your hometown is great, and it's I couldn't get to the LA one, so it's nice to come here to this one.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey You Guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yeah.
Nice.
Hey!